Alright, good evening everybody. System Chalk here with the 51st episode of the Cultist Simulator Priest Legacy DLC. Playing as Harold Abelson. Sorry, Abelson. Davidson. Abelson is a computer science instructor. Anyways, Harold Davidson. We've got... I know we got past the evidence. I was just trying to remember what I wanted to do with the dream. Right, we got the forge from the dream. So we're going to summon a Callaghan when the time comes. Am I ready to go for the... So the challenge with the Peacock Door is that it's one of the ones that's most likely to give me a fascination or a dread. And these are not bad things on their own, but because I'm going to be doubling up some dread soon anyway, I want to kind of just cool it a bit and make sure that I don't do anything too dangerous. So I think we're just going to go back to the Stag Door, as kind of disappointing as it seems. Oh, actually, we've used up all our reason. I feel like I'm missing one, though. Okay, so we've got one dimmed. We've got another one that's... We'll have it in the 60 seconds. But I thought I had a third. Right, because we're doing commissions. Okay, so I know what we're about. The dead draw back, their almost faces flat and watchful. They will not trouble us. Okay. Bring Enid in for the opening. And we've got another season of ambition. So again, this may be a quest. This might be a time where I wind up doing some paintings, which will raise my overall funds level. But that's not necessarily bad, let's say. All right, this is a puzzle with missing pieces. I might find those pieces in odd corners of scholarship. Okay, let's commit the reason right away. And we can turn in with Count Jennings right away. So if we wind up with an erudition, this is good because it will, I can use that to level up the, or to improve the Menascate invocation, the knock lore. So I have what was requested. I should probably decide what I'm doing with my work verb, though. Let's go... I actually don't think I have the reason for secret histories, but perhaps we have the passion for... Nope, I need reason for both of those. Okay. Right, what am I saying? I wanted to summon a Callaghan anyway. So... Oh, but I've used up my winter. That we still have it, so. Forge for the Smoky Spirit, summoning winter for its binding. It must know who will rule it. Yeah, sorry, apparently I'm out to lunch tonight. I thought it was supposed to be earlier in the week, but this is a permanent state, apparently. Right, I have received the currency of the secret world, and my patron has let tantalizing information slip. So, this erudition might be something that lets me get my last bit of lore as well. I'm probably going to wind up painting the Restlessness at this point. And call upon the Horde Axe, who waits at the threshold. We bear a great power of opening, will almost certainly shatter this warded door. So, good news for us. Again, I should have been a little more careful with what I wanted to do with the talk verb. I feel like I'm wasting it at this point. There it is. Is that it? So painting's probably going to leave me with a little bit more cash than I had intended. I could get a raw profit. It gives me the option. I may not use it, but... In my sleep, I ran my fingers along the ridged edges of the Stag Door's scars. Our company it was that shattered it, Gearby says suddenly. Before the gods who were flesh, the Mansus was forbidden to mortals. We were the first no. He begins again to weep his molten tears. I wish that we had not. I wish that I had died in the world. I've forgotten what else he said, but I remember the shape of the fissures in the Stag Door, and for all of today, doors will fear my touch. Okay, do I really want to go back through the Stag Door again? So I've got a knock which I can use for... I've got a knock which I can use for a summoning. I mean, I could just keep collecting them, I suppose. No, actually, the problem with going to the Stag Door is that it keeps eating up my reason at a time that it's short. So I could try the white door or the wood, but what does that really get me? The wood potentially gives me a restlessness. White door can... You know, maybe we just leave sleep... I think in this case, we're actually just going to leave the dreams open. Ah, you know what? I'm going to regret this, but Peacock Door. The Peacock's Door reflects the mirror I hold in my sleep, and the mirror reflects the Peacock's Door. Already a sensuous shiver ripples its surface. It aches for fracture, and when it finds that satisfaction, I will enter. Okay, night terrors. I wake in the night, my palms, my face are beaded with sweat. So we're definitely painting away the restlessness. Forge for the smoky spirit summoning, winter for its binding. It must know who will rule it. All doors must open as all lives must end. This door has found its end here today. Oof, rebellious spirit. All right. Well, we have the knock, so in this case we're going to use the reason to get rid of it. Unfortunately, that means we've got 3 dread on the table. Not quite the state of affairs that I wanted. I guess I can talk with someone about restlessness. Well, there's only a few people I can't talk. You know what? Sometimes you just gotta take your lumps. We will be able to do another painting reasonably soon. And we've got a Season of Ardors coming up, so we'll have a contentment as well. In fact, yeah, so the subtle rupture is going to be in a bit of a rough spot, but I've increased my mastery of the ragged lore, which we call by its aspect winter. Recitation of lost hours. 6 are gone, 5 came from stone and 1 from light. All went to nowhere. Still their memories have power, and now we call upon it. Okay, so again, I gotta be really careful about this, but we're in a good spot for getting the Menascate invocation. Slowly my clenched fists relax. I'll slide back into sleep, but something will remain, like spiderwebs in the corner of the room. Okay. I feel like there's something I should be able to do with talk. So we're getting rid of the Callaghan, so there's nothing for me to do with the evidence right now. I don't have any commissions, and I won't have any commissions for a while to turn in. I've already repaired the items that I need. So I guess I could try and get someone for the spider's door. Is that really the best? Well, I could also use a knock follower for burglary, but they're not available right now. So I guess we'll leave the talk. We'll leave the talk verb open for now. It's gone. We're safe. Okay. So right now this is just a question of priority. So as much as I would love to use the subtle rupture, painting is the first priority. And in this case, I will generate a little bit of money by using the notoriety. You never know. This might be a living. Actually, yeah, so I'm actually not going to do that because in this case, fascination is slightly more useful for me. So I'm not going to pay for the paints. But I am going to, yeah, I am going to do a passion painting. Just so if I get a contentment, that's 1 dread gone. If I get a, so contentment is 1 dread gone. A fascination is another dread gone. That leaves me with 1. I'm going to try and level up the Menascate invocation. So that's 2 on the table. And I'm going to need to figure out how to deal with that. But for starters, study the lore which opens. There are incantations of unseeming, where the space between the worlds is as potent as the actual syllables. When a thing is opened, we know its nature. Any lore studied with knock becomes knock. Hey, that's a really good... so, Vac is the last thing that was holding me back. So I thought that we would take a couple of runs on this, but this is a wonderful opportunity for us. And again, I don't have my notes in front of me, so I'm not going to be able to study what's happening in the Peacock Door anyway. But Vac, before gods arose from blood, before ever ape stood upright, this was the language heard in the house of the sun. Last night I opened the Peacock Door, and afterwards it spoke to me. I am Vac, it boasted, both the tongue and the goddess. I am the only entrance into secret light. I was worshipped before you upright apes, and I will will be still when all of you are ugly ash. Listen, and I will prove it. I woke with my mouth full of words. Again, this is another one of the images I really like in the game, where you go through the Peacock Door in your dreams and you wake up knowing a new language. I think that's a really neat idea. Okay, so let's get Laidlaw on the repair job. We should have enough bronze spintrea to work for a little bit. Do I want to go to the Peacock Door again? Yeah. The coming of the wolf, the whispering of the dead is quiet, but another sound echoes in the mausoleum, a faint descending howl, like metal tearing in the hull of a ship, dropping in pitch until it churns our bones. It could almost be the wind, but it is not. We should not stay long here. Okay, Season of Vision, so any fascination I generate is now a liability, sadly. To the night. Wisdom is a country, and these are its maps. So if I can, this dread will be the input into the study. The chill in the air deepens until our skin crisps with ice. At the core of the mausoleum is a white marble bowl upon a granite plinth. It is filled with snow whose touch burns the skin, and buried in it, items of note. Were they concealed here, or were they offerings? Nothing beside remains. Okay, so spare percussagant. We've got more wolf snow. Or no, first wolf snow. A Second Glory, a work by Gise, the priest and hermit scholar. And we can translate it because it's in... Actually, we can translate everything, so... I suppose... I mean, we're on our way to getting the knock in the winter that we wanted, but... The Velshorn inscriptions, hundreds of matching lines in Greek and Frisian poetry copied from a wall, similar or identical to the inscriptions Cal Velshorn discovered in Halicarnassus. So we don't need Frisian, but the sun, as the sun his course, and more wolf snow. Okay, this is a little bit of a risk, but I am going to throw the money into the expedition. The reason I say this is a risk is right now I'm balancing a lot of dread, and I'm about to put myself in a situation where I become hungry. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting myself off from the auction house at the time I'm going to make myself hungry. But I'm reasonably confident I'm going to be able to pull this off. So, Snow's Keeper, a mountain peak temple of ill-omened aspect. Jewel-bright fungus slicks glow in the snow. None have come here in a generation, but still something moves within. So, actually, it also occurred to me I have fewer followers than I thought I did for this. I'm going to let the percussagant expire, and we're going to bring Violet instead. We'll brave the mountain snows to reach the temple. If the dead rise against us, we'll suppress them. But there is a malignity here that we must suppress, or it will return home with us. So that's probably going to mean that we need some heart. We'll see how it all turns out. Exceptional work. The artist's reward. My recent work has drawn some attention. Something should sell. Okay, so I didn't think I had overexposure, but there's a contentment. That's good news for me. So we didn't get fascination in this case. That's not too bad. Actually, that's going to be a second. That's going to turn into a funds. Okay, let's see if I can do a summoning still. So we've got a subtle fracture. That should be enough for another Callaghan. Although the need for the Callaghan isn't quite as strong as it used to be. Oh, I've already got my knock. Good lord. Tristan. Oh, did I get this wrong? Yeah, no, sorry, what am I saying? It's, Ah, okay, this actually gets a little trickier. Okay, so we're going to do the other, I believe it's the right of the map's edge. So this is just because I need to keep my followers sort of free. Subtle fracture, and then we will use the manacles. Forge for the smoky spirit, summoning winter for its binding. It must know who will rule it. So one of the reasons why I'm structuring the expedition this way is I want to keep trying to throw funds in it to provoke the hunger. This is a puzzle with missing pieces. I might find those pieces in the odd corners of scholarship, provide erudition, or use a library. Now we still need restlessness, so that's going to be another priority I need to deal with. Okay, so the Splendor's not going to help me. Worm Museum is a little too dangerous at this point, so we're going to go for the Red Church. Okay, so favor from authority. I would have preferred something else, but we didn't get dread. That's the important thing. I've learned something that will earn me a favor once only. Each of the stained glass windows of the Red Church is devoted to a distinct appetite, and the scenes they show are from life. Last night, in one of the uglier windows, I saw the appetites of a certain public figure satisfied in private. I know he won't want this information made public. Perhaps he'll show me some consideration. So if I can, repairing the mirror would be nice, but I kind of have other priorities right now. So let's think about getting rid of dread. First easy option here is just to combine the youngest dread with the oldest contentment so they cancel each other out. We'll probably do the same here. Okay, actually we don't have 60 seconds, so this one I think is just gonna, this one's just gonna expire. All right, the expedition continues. We will need another winter follower. Lantern or moth? Good lord. That's not going to help me at all. Okay, so now I'm looking to dodge fascination. Aha, there it is. Is that it? Okay, so actually this dread expired before we were able to use it. That's interesting. Oh, Season of Sickness. Man, everything's coming up. So now I actually don't want to get sick. Okay, I can still make this work. There's a side of me that wants to send a moth follower to deal with this evidence, but let's just give it the 16 seconds and we're good. I need to start provoking some restlessness. In fact, let's start doing some sermons. The Madrigard is strong in winter. Probably she will keep us from the avalanches. The hour called, the Madrigard is at home in the cold. She will almost certainly keep us from falling. Okay, so we're going to go for the winter scar first. Not all of the Forge's children are bright. Its offcuts and its bastards gather in the bounds like hammer scale in the cracks of a smithy floor. Here comes one now. Okay, so let's try and get some restlessness. We got a Season of Sickness coming up, so we will use the Centipede Testament and some passion to improvise a sermon. If nothing else, it gives us a little money. I will speak to their souls, and if I speak with conviction, their souls may answer me. Grim Lessons. So again, this will turn into a second dread, but I'll deal with that later. The sun moves, the wind still walks. My journals are the labyrinth clue. So I think Dream we're just going to leave open for a little while. I've got a bit too much on my plate to risk things with. Okay, so there's the sickness. I need to be very careful with my health for the next little bit. Hey, Season of Ambitions. That timed out really well. Frostguard and Shivering, we've made it through the mountains. Okay, I'm going to add the funds now because if I don't, we might actually run out. glory demands truth. When we are clad in lies, then it shall burn them from us. The deeper the lore, the greater the chance of exaltation. Okay, so we've got... Well, we don't have, but we will have all of the pieces we need for the ritual. In this case, I think I'm just going to leave the... Yeah, I'll wait 32 seconds, and we'll start the service right away. I await word. Night terrors. I wake in the night. My palms, my face are beaded with sweat. Oh, jeez. My minion has not returned. They have failed, and their blundering may have attracted attention. I have no luck at all with this. Okay, I'm gonna head back to the... Oh no! That's the worst possible thing I could have done here. There was once a man who said that the sleep of reason produced monsters. Often it is healthy to let the mind wander in sleep, but if I keep dreaming, sooner or later, some sort of monster will rise from my own fears. Yeah, so I was wanting to try and get another ingredient for a Callaghan summoning. Anyways, we'll work with what we've got. The dead circle the edge of our vision like frayed dreams. The very air around us is chill with winter's shadow. They must recognize that. So again, this is basically going to be my bank for the next little bit. Our devotion is drawn comment. Alright, we have the pieces that we need. Well, some of them. Actually, probably need to be a little more patient on this, now that I think of it. So let's, well, I don't really need the wolf snow that much, so let's go for the Rite of the Mother's Mercy. Bring some forge, and Enid can help out. Forge for the Smoky Spirit summoning, winter for its binding. It must know who will rule it. Oh man, that's actually a really tight window I just gave myself. So why am I not doing this ritual right now? There's no good reason for me to actually hold back on this, because we'll have the restlessness right away. Yeah, sorry, I'm not thinking straight. My people stand before me, voices raised in song, faces upraised, aflame. There are doors that few ever see, fewer yet ever open. If I'm willing to suffer the consequences, I might someday become one of those doors for my congregation to pass. Knock, and ye shall be opened. Oop. Waited. All shall be opened. When we know a thing, then we learn its nature. I've deepened my understanding of the lore that opens, which we call by its aspect knock. Now, I'm not going to leave things to chance, so let's take a health and get a vitality. So long walks kill cobwebs. And then afterwards, we're going to start doing some translation work. The dead draw back, their almost faces flat and watchful. They will not trouble us. So only one more dread to worry about. If I'm feeling particularly bold, I can try and do another service, but I don't think we'll have enough time to preserve the restlessness. I should probably just paint. So I can keep the fun. Yeah, let's not get too crazy. Let's just add Porter and be done with it. The work of the threshold. The deacon reads now from the book of Saint Respicius. Bronze shapes, but the heart labors. Hunger shows the red cup, and sickness the snow. The lantern knows, while moth understands, and the sword, when it comes, is its own answer. The 9-Year Vision. Wait in the white on the walls. Watch the sun slow. Keone walks the streets in silence. Her skirts are the wind, so white her surface. See what ceases in the storm. We got the Cleansing Dawn, which actually is not that bad for us because we can use the Fascination. Now I slough off my flesh, patch by patch, tugging the tendons free like fibers picked from teeth. My skin lies like a shredded blanket. The sun heaves itself above the horizon with a triumphant battle yell. The light falls like acid on my naked bones. Pain wakes me. My bones will throb for days. Okay. So, not quite the plan that I had, but we can use the composure. I've neglected my studies, but I stand a little straighter. And now we'll start. I think in this case, I'm just going to go for a bunch of translation jobs. We're not quite in the same... We don't quite have the same danger that we used to, but I'd prefer to... I kind of prefer to just focus on one thing at a time, because we're actually very close to being able to get the Grail Lockscar as well. So the last thing I want to do is have to juggle things like Dread and Fascination. So Second Glory, a work by Jusei, the Priest and Hermit Scholar. Plus, we're going to have to do these translations at some point anyway, so it's really just me banking the time. The Watchman, who is the door in the eye, waits in my dreams. If I learn the Lantern lore and I dream of this temptation, I can advance my purpose. The need gnaws at me. So we'll probably do a reputation painting for this one. And no funds to throw into this, so we'll see... Our devotion is drawn comment. If we can dodge a Season of Suspicion for a couple of turns, that would be great. But I have a feeling that's not going to turn out. Oh, we call upon the Laughing Thrush who cannot be exhausted. We are almost certainly strong enough in Moth to be secure against the curse. Yep, I mean, we've got the 10 Moth, so let's see how it turns out. The curse shrivels. Our power is stronger than the power that was here. The curse won't touch us. Good. Oof. I wasn't expecting another sickness. How did I get surprised by that? Huh. I thought there was something else coming up. My congregation waited until sunrise. When I woke from the white sleep, frost has withered my hand. There is no wound, not as such, but there will be a scar. Okay, so we can turn this affliction into back into health right away. There is our Winter Lock Scar. When I am a threshold, this scar will open last. And we've got a little money left. All right. Well, we have a little bit of time. I guess I can get the... I can paint away the restlessness. So what's coming up again? Season of Despair. So we're fine with Dread. We're gonna be curing all of that. So in this case, I'm actually gonna go for. Actually, maybe I don't want that much money. I need to get rid of the restlessness though. So. The thing I really want to focus on actually is the is summoning. And then I'm going to need to do something to get... Oh yeah, actually I can use the funds from the painting to clear out the other sickness. All right, all I need now is time. I think that's a good place to end it now. So we are really, really close in terms of lock scars. We have got Heart, Moth, Lantern, Edge, Forge, and Winter. We already know the formula. Well, we sort of know the formulas. Grail, we already saw a direct reference to Hunger. Knock is a little trickier. Actually, that's going to be the one that I hold back. I'm debating, I probably need to do one more trick in terms of getting the available health, so that will be the time when I just sort of crack the whole thing open and I say, okay, so if you've struggled with this puzzle, this is specifically how I've done it. But I think most of you who have been struggling with that have gotten enough to sort of be able to push you over the edge. But What's really nice about this particular situation is that the winter, so the winter, like the winter Lockscar is a hard one to get because you need to wait for a random event in the case of sickness. So it's not just that you need, like, let's just think about what we did. We needed the sickness, which is a random event. We needed the restlessness, which you can try and provoke, but you know that all kind of needs to line up well enough for you. And then, of course, we needed to be in a situation where we had those elements, and then we were also able to sort of give up a health in order to achieve that. Because, of course, when you have your health down by 1, you can wind up in a situation like this. Imagine that I didn't have that 1 health in reserve. That could have potentially have been a game over, which incidentally would have been a game over, which I haven't gotten before. But I'm going to leave you to interpret that. Some of you may have already gotten that ending. Others may not quite follow why that's special. Maybe we can talk. Actually, here's, I can save this for the comments. If you want to know, there's a special ending, and I don't really want to give it away because it's not actually one that I have. Or no, sorry, that's true. That's not true. How else would I have known about it? I did wind up getting it, but I think I got it in a version before there were achievements for it. Does that make sense? Yeah, either way, I don't have the achievement for it, but how would I have known if I didn't? Yeah, no, that's the better way of saying it. But yeah, there is actually something special about the path that I'm going down right now that potentially can get me something different, which I suppose for some of you who had a question at the beginning that will answer in terms of what ending I'm going for. So maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I can't edit the video now. But yeah, anyways, if you have any questions about some of the alternatives, either in a future comment or a later, or on this video, I'll try and answer as clearly as I can without spoiling the fun for everybody else. But either way, in the next few episodes, we basically have control over when we pursue the next scars. Injuries aren't that difficult to get in the Priest Legacy. Like it's a little bit of a pain, but it's something. Well, yeah, that's why they're injuries. But that'll probably be the more challenging. That'll probably be the last one that I do. Whereas the Grail one, I mean, we already pursued this strategy of drawing down my funds. I am a little short for the Tombs of the Shadowless Kings, but I mean, that's life, right? I don't have to rush into that expedition right away if I don't want to. But I will leave that all for next week. Thank you very much for watching. If you've not yet done so, please consider subscribing to the channel, and you can hit the bell for the notifications. There's new videos for Cultist Simulator at 6:30 on every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And of course, if you would like to help either have the videos get noticed, or if you want to let me know I'm doing a good job, feel free to leave a like and possibly a comment. I do like reading them, and I try to respond as often as I can. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will see you Monday for the next episode. Take care.